Hello and welcome to our vConnect tutorial. In the next chapters you will learn everything about vConnect, learn the advantages and features of vConnect. Let's get started! After you logged in with your personal account, you start on the landing page. Here you can find the function View Your Stock. Click on it. Above you find the filter functions. Here you can choose between different options. Site, you can choose between the different Vollers locations. Origin, sorting the stock by the origin. Certificate, choose a certificate to filter the stock accordingly. Or use the free text field where you can search in any column. For example, if you want to search by quality or by a customer lot of yours. One special feature that we provide is a column manager here on the right side. Here you are able to show and hide more columns. You can save your own stock overview just as you need it. If you are interested, for example, in the container number, you can just show it for you. You can also rearrange these columns quite easily. For example, let's hide the net weight, because we want to work only with the gross weight. Just select it and click Save Changes. Your personal setting will be saved in your account and will be the same the next time you log in. If your colleague decides on a different order, this is independent of your view. It is always saved per user and not for the whole company. You can always reset the columns to the default settings under Reset Columns tab. Another function that is very helpful can be found under the Download tab. Here you can download your current stock, but also the stocks of the past. All data is downloaded regardless of the filter set online. Under the Date tab, you can choose today or a date from the past. You have the choice between two Excel files. With the file Excel, you can display the complete stock. Click on Download. Sometimes the download may take a few seconds longer. Why? Because all stock information is processed in the background. Depending on the size of your stock, it may therefore take a few seconds. After you have downloaded the file, you can use the common Excel function in filters and search accordingly in your Excel list for your desired information. For example, let's filter and search for a specific origin, Brazil. And there you are. Let's have a look on the other Excel file, Excel print version. What is the exact difference? First, it is important to note that all the information concerning your stock is on one page and is the same as in the previous Excel file. However, this file contains some more information such as the date, customer ID, your name, address and the Vollers logo. This file therefore offers a more official look than the pure Excel file we looked at first. And we have one last feature for you, and it's right here below. You can see when your stock was last updated. The synchronization between our ERP system and vConnect will be usually updated every 5 to 10 minutes. And that's it for the View Your Stock function. Chapter 2. Arrivals. Back on the landing page you can find the function Arrivals. Click on it. All the information you supplied from the BLs to Vollers can be found here, like the vessel name, the ETAs of the incoming vessels and the current status of the incoming goods. The data in the overview of arrivals is exactly the data that you have given us for the inbound booking, which we have created for you. If you have more than one container on the ship, you can expand the lines here. Then you see all the details of your incoming good. Let's have a look on the content of this table. We start on the top left. Site is the Vollers location, where the stock will be finally delivered and stored. Customer lot, which we received with your inbound booking order. The BL number, the Vollers booking number. The vessel name. The port ETA, meaning the estimated time of the arrival of the vessel in the port. Followed by the status. There are the following possible statuses. On board, the containers are still on the ship. In transit, the containers have arrived at the port and will be transported to the warehouse next. As soon as the container arrives to the warehouse, the status changed to arrived for unloading. That means the container is waiting to be unloaded. Once the goods are stored, the status changed to on store. At the same time, the stock will be visible at the stock overview from now on. After about 3 days, the goods disappear from the arrivals overview. Let's get back to arrivals. The next column is the number of containers. If there is only one container on the BL, the container number is displayed directly. If there is more than one container on the BL, you can expand the line to see the container numbers. After that, we have the ordered quantity. Under ordered quantity, you can find the information from the BL, how many units are expected to arrive. Then you can see the total ordered gross weight stated in the BL. The next two fields, already stored quantity and already stored gross weight, come into play when the goods finally arrived at the warehouse. These fields are updated when the unloading process is complete. You can see the actual quantity stored and the total gross weight, meaning the units actually counted and the landed weights measured on site in the warehouse. Sometimes there may be small discrepancies between the BL weight and the actual weight in the warehouse. Under the button Manage Columns, you can show and hide the columns to change the order on the arrival overview page. Use the eye icon to show or hide the columns. Now you can see your columns you selected. And that's it for the function Arrivals. Chapter 3. New Sampling Order. Back on the landing page you can find the function New Sampling Order. Click on it. This refers to the redrawing samples and it's independent of arrival samples. If you have already arranged arrival samples on your import order, this is subsequent reorder of samples. You can easily and conveniently have samples sent to you. Samples can be also sent to customer directly via this function. Under Recipient, you can enter your company name or the name of the company of your client. Type the first couple of letters of the desired recipient into the field and your store delivery addresses will appear in the drop-down. To select the recipient, click on the drop-down that appears and the address will automatically pre-filled in the gray field below. If the address does not exist yet, you can easily add the address via the New tab. Alternatively, you can also use the Setting option. Under the Settings icons, you can request new addresses. Go to Delivery Addresses. Then go to Request a new address and enter the desired data. Confirm with Submit for approval. We will enter the address for you. This way we prevent multiple entries and make your search easier. Let's get back to the new sampling order. You need to enter the field to the attention of whom this should be sent to. For example, the name of a person. If you want to send the sample to your customer and let them know when the sample has been sent, you can enter your customer's email address under Recipient Email Addresses. If you decide, no, we will do the communication ourselves, then you don't need to enter a customer email address there. If you want the sample to be sent to you and you want to be informed about the delivery status, then you as the orderer do not have to enter your email address here. You as the orderer will be notified in any case. But you could also, for example, have your colleagues notified. You can add several email addresses, separated by a semicolon. The next step is to enter the invoice reference. Here you can specify what your invoice for the sampling orders refers to. Below you can also enter label remarks. The label remarks will be printed on your sample bags. Then you can select your sample from your stock. It shows your stock and you can filter by any criteria you are looking for. For example, let's take some samples of Brazilian coffee. Select your stock for sampling by simply clicking on the basket in the right. A nice feature here: you can order samples from different warehouses from Vollers if you want. This leads to different shipments. Once you are finished, click on Next. Now you can set the order quantity and the weight. Under Label Preview, you can see the label which will be printed and stuck onto the sample bag. When you are finished, click on Next and verify your order. Here you can find a summary of the order. When you are fine with everything, click on Submit Order. The first thing you will receive is a confirmation. When the sample has left the warehouse, you will be informed a second time. And that's it for the new sampling order function. Chapter 4. New Stock Transfer. Back on the landing page, you can find the function New Stock Transfer. Click on it. Under Site, you choose the warehouse for the owner change. Then enter your buyer. Type the first couple of letters of the buyer into the field, and your stored addresses will appear as a drop-down. To select a buyer, click on the drop-down that appears, and the address is automatically pre-filled in the gray field below. Buyers need to be a Vollers customer, need to have a valid contract with us, need to be listed in our delivery addresses, and need to confirm the orders themselves later in vConnect. Important: under Buyer's email address, please enter the email address of the new owner, who will confirm the change of the ownership in vConnect. If the new owner is not registered in vConnect, this is not a problem for the time being. The person will be informed by email that she or he need to register to complete their owner change. Every transfer will be reported and will be sent to you and the new owner after the process is done. Under Sales Reference, you can add your deal information. If you agreed with the buyer to a specific reference, then you can type and write it here. Incoterm has two options: free carrier or in store. Do you want to pay the loading for your customer? Choose FCA. Do you want to sell and not pay for any additional service? Select in store. The weight conditions can be landed weight or reweight. The low code is fixed because it's our warehouse where the transfer takes place. The transfer date is always the current date. It's not possible to choose a date from the past or to plan into the future. Finally, you will be asked to specify how long you want to continue paying the warehouse rent. The default setting is until the end of the month. You can also end the rent immediately if the goods are sold today and you no longer want to pay the warehouse rent. In the next step, you can search and select your stock items that you want to transfer to the new owner. When you have found the lots, enter the quantity. Click on Add. When you are done, click on Next. Now you can see your basket and the information that you entered. If there is anything not correct, you can, for example, correct the quantity. You can also throw out goods. You do this via the red X. If everything is good for you, go to Next. Now you check a last time your transfer order and verify it. Once you place the order, there is no cancellation in vConnect possible. You can only cancel it by email or phone call. When you are fine with everything, click on Submit Order. After that, the system will inform the buyer that you placed a stock transfer and that the buyer has to accept the order by logging into vConnect and entering their own references. Once the buyer has accepted the order, you will be notified and receive the final release note with the weights and everything that was included in your order. And that's it for the new stock transfer function. Chapter 5. New Delivery Order Function. On the landing page, you find the function New Delivery Order. Click on it. It's important to know that this outbound function is available for packed goods and bulk. Choose your warehouse under Site. Under Order Reference, you are asked to enter at least one order reference for the specific outbound order. You have space to implement in total of 3 different references, which you can choose freely. Under recipient, you can enter your company name if you are the recipient or the name of the company of your client. Type the first couple of letters of the desired recipient into the field, and your stored delivery addresses will appear as a drop-down. To select a recipient, click on the drop-down that appears, and the address is automatically pre-filled in the gray field below. If you select an address in the same country as the warehouse, we will automatically suggest the earliest possible requestable load date. If the address does not exist yet, you can easily add the address via the plus tab in the field Recipient's Address. Alternatively, you can use the Settings options. Under the Settings icon, you can request new addresses. Go to Delivery Addresses. Then go to Request New Address and enter the desired data. Confirm with Submit for approval. We will then enter the address for you. This way we prevent multiple entries and make your search easier. Let's get back to the delivery order. Now enter the email address and telephone number of the recipient. The recipient will be informed about the order. If you agree with the buyer to a specific reference, then you can type and write this under Recipient's Reference. Now you can choose between the two Incoterms, FCA, Free Carrier, or DAP, Delivered at Place. Free Carrier means you or your customer wants to take care of the transport. DAP means Vollers will arrange the transport for you. Now you can choose under weight conditions between landed weight, reweight, or net ship weight. Low code is fixed in the case of FCA because you already selected a warehouse. In the case of DAP, the low code of the recipient's address will be displayed. Now you can select your requested load date. If you place the order before 2 p.m. German time, you can request the load date for the next working day. After 2 p.m., the load date can be requested the workday after the next at the earliest. Weekends and public holidays are excluded. In addition, we check each order for its feasibility in our operational process. It is therefore possible that a requested loading date cannot be confirmed and will be rescheduled. Place your orders with as much lead time as possible so that we can fulfill your requested dates. We have chosen the Incoterm FCA. This means that we load the goods onto a carrier provided by you or the recipient. To specify this, please choose from the 4 transport options. 1. No transport is required because the order is consolidated with another order to the same recipient. 2. You as the seller organized a third-party transport provider. 3. The recipient organized the third-party transport. 4. Vollers should send a transport offer to the recipient. If the transport provider is known during the order process, please indicate the of the company in the transport provider field. On the basis of the IP, Vollers will take care of the transport and invoices this to you as the seller. In addition, we will ask you for any specific conditions we need to take into account at the recipient's place. This applies to restricted opening hours, restricted delivery times, restricted access, special directions if delivery point is not clearly signposted, or a phone call to the recipient prior to delivery. If there's anything else you would like to let us know about this order or is not covered by the previous fields, you can do so in the free text field called Warehouse and Delivery Instructions. Vollers will not be held responsible for any failures in delivery if we are not being advised or reminded of all relevant requirements or restrictions in advance of that delivery being made. Now click on Next Step. You can now select the goods you would like to do the outbound booking for. You can use the search option above to search for your stock. After you found your stock, you can click on the plus button, enter your quantity or selected the whole stock with the arrow. Click on Save. When all lots have been selected, click on Next Step. Each selected lot is displayed in the basket. You can delete lots completely from your basket. You can now add services to the order.
With received goods in different packing unit, you can change the packing unit of your selected goods. In case you selected bags, you can select the repacking service into big bags or bulk or vice versa. In case of packed goods, you can have the goods be palletized or to be loaded loose. In case of goods in bulk, you can select the service to clean and de-stone the goods in our silo facilities. If the goods still have to be cleared through customs, you have the option of informing us in the section Customs whether you or your recipient should cover the costs of customs clearance. This section is not displayed if the goods are duty-free. With clicking on Next Step, you will be taken to the summary. Here you are asked to verify your order. If you're fine with your order, you can click on Submit. We will be notified that you did an outbound booking and you will be notified that we received your order. We will check the requested load date if it's feasible. Once we checked your order, we will confirm the load date or reschedule the load date. In both cases, you will receive the load date in the second email. You will be notified one last time by email about this order when the goods have left the warehouse. And that's it for the new delivery order function. Thank you for watching this tutorial. We hope that we were able to help you. If you have any further questions, please take a look at our FAQ. Here you will find more instructions and answers. If you don't find what you are looking for there, please feel free to contact us directly. Thank you very much.